and it's loading. And Jessica Arce, the fuck is good?
What's good? Ian Lewis.
Para mí, life is very good. Um, I want to know about you. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Things have been, like I was telling you a little bit earlier, things have been a roller coaster for real, but I think I'm coming out on the up. I'm going up
Uh,
now. It's one of those
Going
waves.
back up.
Hmm.
Hopefully, you could just like keep going up, and then get like a little steady balance. But
That's what I'm
like
saying.
that's just gonna be you gonna like shroom again at some point. Like we
Yeah,
rolling.
that, yeah, it's okay. I'm learning that that's okay.
But yeah, I'm very excited. Every time I see you, I feel like I get excited. You're one of those people that inspires energy. And yeah, so I just want to know about you. I feel like a lot of people like in the circle group really fucks with Jess. Like I said, I feel like okay, do you know anyone who like really doesn't like you? Do you have any enemies? I feel like you don't.
I think I probably do. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
well, maybe we'll circle back to that, but I'd be shocked. I
maybe.
would be shocked.
I don't know. I guess I
Okay.
don't think about it.
So what I've been trying to do, like semi-successfully, is like the first thing that comes to me when I think about the person is the first question I ask. But with you, it was kind of like an overload of like it was like all the like flashbacks and thoughts and
That's
like it was
love.
like it was a lot. So like I kind of just went to I was having a talk with my partner and she was like, "Yeah, Jess is just like the realest, most authentic one of your friends," and like no hating on everybody else, but I was like, yeah, I think I agree with that. So like how you just so honest, loving, and authentic? Tell me about that part of
What a
yourself.
question. I don't know. I feel very honored and flattered that y'all think like that of me, especially, how much I respect Tamar and you. Y'all are my people. So thank you. And I don't know, I think I'm just surrounded by good people, and I think I've been very fortunate to hold like really wonderful community through my life. And because of them, like I am me. Sounds very cliche, but yeah, I think it's because of people in my life. I feel
Mm,
very loved and I'm very fortunate for it.
very humble, very honorable. Yeah, which makes me think about like your family. Like, from my opinion, you have one of the dopest families out here. Younger brother, older sister, both amazing. Have the pop who I fuck with so heavy, and
Yeah.
mom never didn't get a chance to meet on that level. But like, tell me about like you just have a very strong, loving family. Tell me about your relationship with them, growing up with them, whatever. Tell me about your fam.
First of all, though, the description that you sent me, I showed it to JJ. It was like a beautiful woman version of your dad. That killed me when I read that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta give the credit to Tamar for that one. Like she
that's
definitely saw that. So
hilarious. Thank you,
I
Tamar.
definitely took that one. I was like, I gotta use that. But
Um, yeah, my dad would be very flattered. But yeah, so my family, yeah, they're awesome. I think that I feel like I've really grown into who I am in my family and my role in it, but it took a long time. My parents are immigrants. First, they came here first, so we're first gen. And for the most part, it's just the five of us here. We have like an aunt, two aunts here that are like blood family. And growing up, it was always like for real, just us. It was always like family first, family first, family first, which I hated for the longest time because
mm,
I felt like I wasn't really allowed to go out with my friends. Like I was home either with my family or I was doing school shit. So I tried to do as much school stuff as possible to be involved so I didn't have to be at home. Because home is sometimes hard and like my parents being the first in America, they had to like establish a lot of like structure and boundaries uh that they didn't have like experience with like so growing up was like pretty difficult, but I think I've grown into it and like really love and embrace my family, and I'm really grateful for how they kept us so close. And yeah, I mean, like, yeah, my family's awesome. Do you want me to talk about who they are, or?
I think that's cool. Whatever you want. I mean, I just like from my perspective. So I come like my family is not like really too together. It's always kind of
Mm,
just been like me and my mom. Um, whatever. Like, and I've looked at some of my friends like you or Gabe or Marge, and it's just like got the mom, got the dad, brother, sister, and like every time I'm with y'all, the energy is just like joyous. It's like love is flowing, and like I try not to have any jealousy, but there's always a bit of envy there, and like
mhm,
I've like made my friends, my closest friends, like that's my family. Like like
mhm,
I still like I have some sort of like with my dad's side, I've never really met them. With my mom's side, aunt, uncle, two cousins who we'd see every Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and I have love from them, like for them. But it's not like
yeah.
every day riding out, we know everything about each other type of deal. And like for you, I just always look at like, yo, your family's so dope. But at the same time, you also have like these super strong bonds with your friends. Like
Mhm.
they're also family. You're just like I said, you're one of those people that are just like inspired love. So I guess that's enough. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, tell me about like, um, I guess we can get, now let's get into that next. Yeah, like what I said is you have very strong, like your friends ride for you so hard and you ride for them so hard. I think more than a lot of people I know. So like tell me about their friendships with maybe some of your closest friends. The first I think of is like Annie, which is like y'all got the craziest bond, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that uh also most of my friends have met my family, which I really love. And um yeah, I mean, some of my best friends, I live with them, uh Annie and my brother, and they both like ground me. I think we sometimes drive each other crazy, but yeah, they ground me. I mean, I've been also fortunate to have like really long friendships in my life, which has, I think, helped keep me balanced because they've seen so much of me and so many phases of me. Like Annie, I've known her since I was 14. And so, yeah, we're like at our 15 years of friendship. And Corey, I've known her since we were 9. So, like, uh, I've met some really dope ass people. Also, you've introduced me to a lot of cool ass people in my life. And I think that all our friends, they like everyone. Like, I feel like something I think I'm proud of for real is that when have two friends that aren't in each other's lives, I'm like, oh, they need to like know each other because
Mm-hmm.
something beautiful and magical could happen if they did. And so yeah, I think I've like tried to like make all my friend groups know each other. And yeah, it's really beautiful to watch those bonds happen. But like also again, like at the core of it, I have like my friends that have known me the longest, and I think that's also like a blessing, that I have them to keep me like to like watch over me and like make sure I stay grounded and like recognize, they help me recognize my growth.
Perfect. Okay. So there's two like I want to say maybe groups of friends that you've
Hmm.
been a part of throughout your life that I've known you. And the first one is the Love Tribe, which like I'd like to see like what do you remember about that? What you got to say about that? And then the second one is Pussy Power, which was
Hmm.
I think a very interesting and dope part of our lives. So yeah, tell me about the Love Tribe. What is that?
Yeah, the Love Tribe was like a group of friends in Philly. Like we're all kind of around the same age, right? Graduated like yeah, I guess we're all kind of around the same age, but it's a group of people in Philly, super diverse in terms of like race, I think for sure.
Definitely.
Um, and everyone. is like in their own rights an artist or creative. They have like something, some kind of art that they want to share with the world. And like at that time, how old were you? I think we were like 23, 24. Um, we all started to like find each other and recognize each other's like talents and what and how like how we could basically like bring all our superpowers together and then like
Mm.
make it even stronger. So I think that's like what it was. And that could just be like for real, like someone had like this very special like art of like speaking and leading conversations, and it wasn't just like the traditional sense of art, but yeah, I think that all of us um could see like the strengths in each other and wanted to bring them together to do something better for all of us and hopefully for other people too. So that was Love Tribe. Yeah.
And one thing that that was an amazing time in our lives, I'd say. But we were
Yeah.
like 20, 25 deep, low key. I
Yeah.
think it's like a very sizable group of people who like all like fuck with each other. We like go to different events together. We remember we went to the art museum together. Like
Yeah, I
that
know.
was
That was so fun. That was beautiful.
yeah, that was like I feel like I don't know. I feel like I cherish that community that like we developed because I feel like a lot of people don't have that. Especially like I'm in like a small town now. Like that just won't can't exist here.
Yeah.
Very amazing. And then I feel like I don't want to say that formed into, but there was also like you were part of a group called Pussy Power, which I like y'all taught me a lot. That was like a phase of learning for all of us. I'd say definitely me.
Yeah.
But like what was Pussy Power? How did that come? I will
Yeah.
say you can talk about that as deep or as not deep as you want. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Okay, word. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I guess it came from Love Tribe for real. We have to shout out Naya because I think like Naya was, you know, she's also at the core of so much of this. And Naya and I like became friends. Like we like fell into like love and friendship like really quickly. It was like months, and I was like, wow, you're like one of my people. So I love Naya. But yeah, she was at the core of it, and I think she also introduced me. She specifically introduced me to a lot of women I didn't know that were like around my age, like that were also artists. And I think like I like once I graduated from college, like I ended or it was the end of this really long-term relationship that I had too. And so like that transition brought me into like these circles and spaces that I hadn't been before. And I was able to build these really incredible friendships through during that time and like especially with women. And so basically Pussy Power started because a few shorties in Philly, they it's like a group of friends, they wanted to like just have a dinner together and just women, um like no men allowed, and they wanted it was like I can't even remember, like Marge, Juliana, Cara, um Naya, is a it was a bigger group of people. It was them that kind of were at the core. I think Vanessa, and they wanted to bring people, other women in and just like party. And we all, a bunch of us met through that. Uh, Naya brought me and Annie and you, um, and then we got to meet all these incredible women. And we through that first party, we formed a bond. And I think it's because it was like, this was also like the like heavy party time of our lives, I guess. And a lot of the spaces, it wasn't until like that party, I think, that a lot of us realized that a lot of the other party spaces we were in didn't feel that safe. Um, or not that they didn't feel safe. I think first we just recognized that that space felt like safe in a very special way that we hadn't found in other places. And that's kind of like what started this like bond of people. Um, I met all these other women that, they were just looking to like I don't know. They were looking to like create something together. Everyone was coming into their own and realizing that they needed to set boundaries with certain parts of the world, and they would be able to do that by having the support of other people that needed to like maybe create those same boundaries and figure out what kind of world they wanted to create for themselves. So yeah, and through that time, like it was cool. Like we were organizing for women, like and art, and we threw like a art show, and that was really beautiful. And we also, I think the a main part of it was we would also just like gather by ourselves in someone's home and um, try to recreate that feeling we felt that first night where everyone felt open enough and relaxed enough that they didn't have to be on guard with anyone around them. And yeah, that led to like other like deeper moments where like I think a lot of us, because we were working to kind of organize events and like clothing drives and shit for for women by women, that kind of stuff. I think we also started recognizing like how bad the world was sometimes. And a lot of us started recognizing like I don't know, like deeper shit, like because we're talking about party spaces, then like you think about like rape culture and how why those spaces weren't safe for women. And so like that topic, like we opened it up and started talking about it, and I think it was the first yeah, it was the first community I was in that really wanted to be intentional about recognizing like all of our realities. Like there are a lot of beautiful parts, but also a lot of parts where we realized like that were yeah, we were like coming into recognition of like harms that were being done to us through like the environments we were in. So um like I don't know, like we were talking about like everything, like sexual assault, like things that we didn't maybe feel like we could discuss with other people at the time. And then I think like through the support of everyone, like everyone kind of recognized how much we needed each other. So that's like definitely where it started, and a lot of like bonds grew out of that. We're as that it was a big group, and we don't all like we're not in the same circles at all anymore, but there are still like a lot of individual friendships that I have from that time that have helped me like grow. So that's kind of what it was. I think that's kind of all over the place, that answer, but
It was it.
hopefully it makes sense.
Well, I'll say that I remember like the times that I've had been able to like spend time with y'all in whatever regard. Like you said, the energy was like it was very pure, very like different or safe, shall you say, like you said.
Hmm.
And I remember just like kind of feeling a little like mind blown, like just being around the group of women, and when you guys didn't feel like the threat that you might feel in like a random club
Yeah,
with some weird guy, like the energy just like it was just strong, the vibe was like it was just like
yeah,
give and take
yeah.
love. And yeah, I felt honored to be a part of that. And I could say like from like when we first met through Love Tribe, through Pussy Power, like I saw you kind of like you were like still are to an extent, but like more shy, like more I would say scared to like voice your opinion and stand in your strength. And then like through those couple of
Hmm.
years, like you definitely grew into like a strong ass, like little Filipino woman who like who really like I don't know, like you
Husky
kind of
like that.
like husky in spirit.
Okay,
And
word. I like that.
yeah. And I definitely it's like cool to like to experience that and to think about that. So, ooh, talking about strong women. Okay, next question. We're gonna flip it a little bit. What character in Avatar are you? And we talk about
Oh,
Avatar. We talking
I
about
don't think
Last
I'm a
Airbender
character though.
or the okay. What
Yeah,
what
I don't think I
what
don't
nation
think
are you? What element are you, my friend?
I think I'm water. But I don't know if I'm like slicing myself by saying that, but I feel like I really identify with the water nation. And yeah, that's where I think I'm at. That's how
You
I
you you
go
can't give yourself a character because like so I think I'm Zuko, like straight up. Like we've talked about this, and
ahead. Yeah,
I've
okay.
been you
Yeah, I
know
don't know.
like
Who do
not
you
to the
think would be
extent.
my character?
That's a good ass question. I
See,
honestly like so I've just been getting into Korra,
or
and I realized that my partner is Janora.
oh yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yo,
yeah.
right? And like I'm like we might have to watch this whole joint just so you could see this. But like, dang, I might have to like give myself a little time to
Nora's
think
so
about it.
fire.
But yeah, like
Tomorrow,
as like
yeah, I see
she
that.
developed, you know what I'm saying? As she
Yeah,
developed, but so you think of water. No character can we get to? Okay. Well, I guess I'll say that I think I'm Zuko because like and not to the extent where I was like trying to like find the person who can save the world and kill them. To the part that like to the part like my man had a very like dark side and was like very
yeah,
motivated by like one specific thing without thought. And then he had all these wild experiences in the world and all these other places and like helped him see the light. And like then he like grew into helping the squad and doing wonderful things. And like Lord Zuko and Korra, like that's like and now he's like a grandpa
yeah.
as time passed, like dog, that's all me, bro. That's all me. So you're a water. I mean, like, so the easiest thing I could say is Katara, but like
Yeah, no, I'm not Katara though.
why not? But why
No,
not?
because Katara from the get-go, I feel like you're right. Like through my friendships, especially during that time of like love, tribe, and pussy power, I like learned to like lean into my strengths a little bit more. Um, but Katara, I feel like she knew from the get-go that she was like it.
Mm,
Like I'm it and I'm powerful and you're gonna listen to me. And I think I'm still learning how to do that. I'm like still learning how to be assertive and stand up for myself and like um but I think Katara had that from and like from the get-go. I don't think she really uh she didn't have that wasn't part of her like journey of like growing into herself. So I think that's part of mine. So I don't know.
all right, yeah, maybe. Well, if you're watching this, if you like Avatar, you know Jess. Give me some comparisons. Who you got? But maybe there's just not like maybe there's not a character you like
Yeah.
you fit with. Like I was thinking, who's the future enterprises
Oh
shorty?
my God. Oh yeah, her.
But
So
it's like
she's wait, what's her
yeah,
name? I
yeah, yeah.
forget.
The cartoon character. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget. Like she's thorough, but like she's not Jess. Like she's not you. She's not fucking. She's not like. Well, okay, but
Wait,
we can move on. So,
Ayumi. But I'm so glad you've been watching Korra. I'm gonna
yeah,
watch it again. I've
shout
only
out to you,
went through it one time, but it's fire. So watch Korra
bro.
if you haven't yet.
Yo, okay. Last thing I'll say about that is, you said episode or season three is the best.
Yes.
Definitely just finished that. Yo, the villain in that John, what was his name? Zahir.
Yeah.
Yo,
He
he's
made
like the
so
best
much
villain.
sense.
He's the best villain.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
He's like because like a big part of his ideology. I was like, yo, I feel you, bro. Like I feel that.
Hmm.
But then there's the other parts like, oh no, that's where you lost me. Like you're going
Yeah,
way a
yeah.
little bit too far with
Yeah.
the villain stage. But it was like kind of rooted in some real shit. And
No, it
then
is for sure. I think all the villains through Korra, they all
hmm,
like for example, the first one, the Equalizer, right? Like how
right.
he wanted to bring everyone to the similar playing field. So whole time though, I mean, I won't spoil it, but yeah, I think that every of the villains, yeah, because even like what's his
That's
name in the second season when he wants to reopen the spirit portals, even he had like very legitimate thinking behind his villainry
I
because
guess.
he wanted to bring back Mel. We're so like we like cut ourselves off from the spiritual side of things. He wanted to bring those back together and reopen that portal.
Right.
The way he did it, I think at the end of the day what got to all of them was their ego, but they had very important
I think
reasoning behind
yeah.
their things.
I think the second villain, like what's his name, Gulak or Knocklock or something. I don't know. He was kind of like he was kind of a noodle. Like when I first saw him, I was like, oh, that's the villain. I was like, that's the evil motherfucker. Like he was trying to act good. I was like, no, that motherfucker's evil. I
From
knew
the
it.
get. I mean, yeah, his
But
they animated him with sharp ass features. It made sense. He was immediately
mm,
evil.
but
Wow.
the Zahir, the thing about Zahir, I was like, yo, I mean, it was like he was like a Zen. He had monk steeds. I was like, yo,
Hmm.
like I knew he was the villain, but I was like, maybe he teams up with the
Yeah,
squad.
I
Like maybe he
know.
goes Zuko. Like, but
Yeah, I know.
fuck with Avatar. It's the best. I'll throw that. Okay, quick side question. My favorite three shows: Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Avatar, Black Mirror. What are yours? Go.
Okay,
Great
Avatar is
question.
definitely one of them. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Avatar. Just
Avatar
Avatar.
above all. Fuck it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I like a lot of shows. I don't know. That's a wild question.
Yeah, that's one I thought about like for too much. I spent too much time thinking about those shows, and I don't even watch that much TV.
Yeah, you
Okay, so
don't.
I really don't. Fuck it. So I found your Twitter, right? I was actually looking like
Oh
at
my
love chat
God.
things. I found your Twitter, and I wanna read this tweet.
Those are just like high thoughts from college. Such a
So
lead.
it's dated January 12th, 2017, and it says I'll probably regret saying this once I leave the Philippines, but I had too much lechon. I can't have any more. My question for you is what is lechon?
See,
and
there's a high thought. Um, it's food. It's like it's pork. It's
that makes
fried
sense.
pork, crispy ass skin. But there's like we were in the Lechon district of the Philippines, so it's just like everywhere, just
Uh,
like roast pork sticks everywhere. And I love it. I love it. But it was too much, and I never thought I'd say that ever.
ooh, we might have to talk about the food in Asia. I've never been to the Philippines, but even before that,
Yeah.
so you are a Filipino American woman, and you
Mhm.
spent I don't know how much time, like a couple weeks, maybe a month, with your family in the Philippines. Can you tell me
Yes.
about that experience?
Yeah, it was intense. My grandma just had a stroke at that time. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but it was but we were already planning to go to the Philippines, and then right before we went to the Philippines, my grandma had a stroke, so then she got really sick. She was like paralyzed on one side of her body. And then we went to the Philippines, and my mom, so the whole like my mom is the eldest of nine. She's the only one that lives in America. And so I mean, growing up, like she was another mom. She would take care of all her siblings. She sent them to school, like, and then being the one in America, like forever, my mom helped support them. And it's just like part of Filipino culture. I think that immigrant culture, I think that that's what happens. You look out for your peoples, and which is it's hard because then you come to America, which is like super individualistic. And not to say that
Mm.
that system isn't uh, very difficult, and sometimes the system of like taking care of everyone at home, but it also, yeah, it's also, I don't know. I I think that some people wish they didn't have to do it, but I think I'm okay with it. But anyways, my mom, she for a long time until like maybe this past year, was like a sole provider for her family in the Philippines. So we get there, and then my
Wow.
grandma's sick, and then um, yeah, my mom, anytime she would go to the Philippines, like it was her time to kind of make sure everything was in order. She had a lot of responsibility. So when we got there, it was really hard at first. And and like it was especially hard for my mom because she's away, and there's a lot of guilt that comes with that. But we also like got to see our family, and that was the first time I'd seen them in 10 years. So I've only been to the Philippines like a couple of times in my life because it was hard. I mean, it is hard to get there to spend like quality time there. So seeing my family again after 10 years was wild. Like it's fun to have. And I think when we were growing up, my brother, my sister, and I were always so jealous. Like Damn, they're all over there. Like my mom's family lives in this one compound. It's all eight of the siblings. And it's like my grandparents' house in the middle, and then all their houses around. And like there used to be like pigs there and like other things. It's in this province in the Philippines, north of Manila. And um, we would always be so jealous that they all got to be together because they're all like best friends. My cousins on my mom's side and my dad's side, because they all live in Manila, but they're just best friends. And we were also like growing up, we are like, damn, especially because we had to be with just family most of the time. We were like, I wish we had some cousins around. Like, so well, every time we go to the Philippines, it's a lot of fun. It's also very overwhelming. Um,
Mm,
but we get to reconnect with family and the family on my mom's side. There's still a lot of like communication um, barriers, but you like drink some ginebra together and like just kick it and chill. And and yeah, so we went to the Philippines. It was incredible. And then that was the first time that I'd been to the Philippines and we traveled. So every time we go to the Philippines, it's just to hang out and see family. Except this time we made like a week of the maybe 4 weeks we were there. 1 week of it was to like travel around. And that was incredible. We went to parts of the Philippines I'd never gone to before, these islands with like super crystal clear water. Um, and like we got to eat incredible food and just to see the Philippines in that way was so like it was so fulfilling because like yes I'm Filipino American but like my access to my Filipino culture is pretty limited here. It's only through my family
mm.
um, and like now as an older person, I think I am putting myself in more communities that are Southeast Asian specifically. Still not very Filipino, but I am like as an adult, I have friends that kind of like I recognize similarities in our cultures and the way we were raised. But going to the Philippines, it's just like, oh, this is like where my ancestors are from, and these are where my roots are, and um, yeah, it feels like really powerful to be by all that water. Um, so it was a beautiful time.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a very special trip, especially from, like you said, the beginning of it, like from family, when there's, I won't say issues, but when the family's going through it, like that's such a heavy experience. And then to also,
Yeah,
to like, get that connection that part of you kind of feels missing. It just sounds amazing.
yeah.
I remember hearing about it when you first there and like you were super excited.
I
Uh,
was, yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw you at the beginning or at the end of my trip.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I saw you
That's
in
actually
Samar.
in Bangkok, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So let's actually take it back. Let's take it back. So what was that? August 2016, I believe. Yes, you moved to Laos,
yeah.
or that's American pronunciation, Lao. And you got a job at the Luang Prabang Film Festival. Small
Yes.
country, um, beautiful place. Tell me about what was it like living in Laos with a great job.
Yeah, it was I got this position at the Luang Prabang Film Festival. I like was leaving Philly and I knew I wanted to be in Southeast Asia. I didn't think I'd be in Laos, but there was like this opening there and yeah, I got to live in Luang Prabang, which is like a fucking fairy tale town. It's so beautiful and I think like when there are backpackers like going if you're a backpacker going to Southeast Asia, like this is the kind of place you're looking for. It's like by waterfalls and um it's beautiful. But yeah, I was there for like 2.5, almost 3 years, I think,
Really?
somewhere in
Wow.
between that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Luang Prabang it's like a small town in Laos. It's landlocked, or it's right by the Mekong River, though. And it's very different from anywhere I've ever been in my life. Um, it's Luang Prabang. It was the capital of like 9 kingdoms in Laos. So there's like a lot of preservation of that history and culture through like architecture. And because it's like a tourist destination, they also preserve it for like tourist reasons. But so you get to see a lot of that, and the town, it's just like full of temples everywhere. And I like lived next to a temple. This is kind of crazy to say because I guess I don't like talk about it that much, but my house was like my second house in Laos, was was on the edge of the Mekong River, and then also next to like a small village temple. So, but like close to the
Wild.
city of Luang Prabang. So, um, it was, yeah, a place like I'd never ever been before. It was beautiful. Um, Also hard. It was hard to live there for me. But I think I like also grew a lot there. It was also after this whole time of like Love Tribe and Pussy Power. So like coming from that energy and then moving to this place was like a huge like sharp right turn
Mm.
in my journey. Yeah.
All right. So Lao or Luang Prabang is one of those places to me that I feel like it's just impossible to describe. But like
Yeah.
I'm gonna still try. I remember when I was flying in to visit you first, like I got in and the first feeling I had, it felt like I was in like the 1830s in
Yeah.
like a small town that would be like in the 1830s. I don't know, like a tuk-tuk, which is like a carriage like thing, picked me up. And it just felt like I just like stepped like 300 years into the past. And
Yeah.
everything moves so slow, like you said. It's like so beautiful. There's nature everywhere. Um, man, I love visiting you. What do you remember? I went there twice, which was I
Yeah.
went with just us, and
Yeah.
one of those game with Steve. What do you remember about our times together in Laos or in Asia? Because we linked
Yeah.
up
We've
a
had
little
a
bit.
lot of, yeah, we did. You came to Luang Prabang the first week that I got there, right? Yeah, it
Right.
was. Or the second week. It was my birthday. It was like my 25th birthday. Um, and I did not know the town at all, but what did we
Mm.
do? Oh, we
The
went across the
girls,
river.
the girls,
Yeah,
the girls.
we went across the river to this temple. Like we were gonna hike, I guess, or walk. There's like a trail on the other side of the Mekong, and we were gonna walk, but we just ended up chilling for hours at this temple right outside. Um, I like remember your birthday video that Tamar gathered all these videos for? I think it
Yes.
was 2 years ago. I like took that video right outside that temple. I was like, "Do you remember
Mm.
this?" Um, but yeah, so we spent like hours in this temple with these like Lao kids that were just chilling there, and the novice monks too. Uh, and I don't know, we just like played,
We did,
ran
yo. That was
around,
like
like did their hair. Like I was like, this is random as fuck, but I'm loving it. And the temple's like on a hill, like overlooking the Mekong, and yeah, we just kicked it.
Yo, the setting where we were, that was like some Avatar vibes. Like with that,
Yeah,
it was called a temple, but it was really just
yeah,
like a room with like these amazing gold statues and all these like gems and crazy things. But like,
yeah,
it wasn't like I don't know, like a Bangkok
yeah. It
temple,
was
which is just
no, no,
sprawling.
no. Yeah, it was just like a
And
village temple.
I really remember main thing I remember. So we get up there and these girls are they're trying to get money out of us. Remember, like the one gave us a flower and
Yeah.
like gave us a flower and we're talking. They're like following us around, and then the only English word they knew was there was like money, money, money. Remember
I don't
that?
remember that.
I'll
That's
never forget.
funny.
Like they was trying to
That's
hustle us at
also,
first, and
I
then
know.
we was like, oh no, like yeah, we'll definitely pay y'all, but like we just trying to feel it out. We like you said, we ended up hanging with them for like 3 or 4 hours, and I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
was their first ever experience with technology, like in any capacity. I'll never forget. One of them was 4, one of them was 6, and one of them was 8. And you had
Oh
what was that
yeah.
called? Snapchat.
Snapchat.
And
Yeah.
you like you were taking selfies with them, and they had like the dog face on them, and they
Yeah.
were freaking out. Like
Yeah, they
like
were. It was so
and they
cute.
were, it was so cute. And then what else happened? You had the portable speaker. How do you call
Yeah.
that? Like the MP3 where you can like do Bluetooth,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And like so I had the speaker and you were like had your phone and then you kept like turning the music
Playing music.
on and
Yeah.
off. and like putting the volume up and down, and they were just like it was like magic. They were just
Yeah,
like,
they were.
what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that was very beautiful. But yeah, like Lyle was just like a
So
lot of
random. There were
chilling.
no like parents around, which I think is kind of strange that we were like adults just chilling with kids, but
Right.
it
Nah,
was
remember
it was fine.
their parents were at the
Um,
bottom of the steps. Remember you like they the
oh,
I
they were
think right
selling the offerings. They
the
were selling the offerings.
tickets. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. And the temple. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that it was funny. And also it was just like it's weird because like I feel like their only interactions with like Westerners are like backpackers. So like
Right.
uh so
Mm.
yeah, like we fall into like that view of their world. But it was
I
fun.
will say that like I feel like so there are three small Laotian girls. I feel like they definitely like connected deeply with you because a lot of the backpackers that they'll see are probably like I don't know
Yeah,
Germans
they were
or like
confused. They thought I was Lao.
right. Yeah, they
So
definitely
yeah,
they
yeah,
talk
yeah.
to you and then oh they remember they gave you a whole lesson. Yeah, you was like because you just got there so you were trying to learn the language
Yeah,
and like they were like you were trying to like learn words from them. That was such a beautiful moment. I'll never
it
forget those
was.
kids. Yeah.
I know, we were just chilling. It was like it felt very innocent. You know what I mean? Like spending the day like playing outside. That's what we were doing, which was cool as fuck. I feel like I do that with you a lot though.
Yeah, we have a lot of hangs. We just
Yeah.
be hanging, just hanging. Um, okay, so which leads me to you also lived in Bangkok for a little bit,
Yeah.
which is a big difference from Lao.
So
Um,
different. Yeah.
and I would say like you were living in an interesting situation maybe. Tell me about Bangkok.
Yeah, Bangkok was I like was still working for the festival, but then I wanted they like hooked me up with this position at this production company there too. So I got to like work with the production company while doing festival stuff. Um and I could go between Luang Prabang and Bangkok, which was cool as fuck. Like I was on planes a lot and I really do like flying. So yeah, there was a lot of motion in my life at that time, and Bangkok was completely different. I mean, I worked with a badass production company, and the team was like all Thai women that were like killing it in their production fields. All of them
Mm,
cool as fuck, smart as fuck, and so much fun to work with. And that was very different from like my small team in Laos with the film festival. So I think like even being in Bangkok, I think that I had even more like inter like it was in Luang Prabang was really easy to be like separate from the community that was there because I was working for this like
uh,
American Film Festival in or this film festival where Americans worked in Laos. And then in Bangkok, I was working for like, I guess it was also American production company, but everyone there was Thai. So I got to like hang out with these really cool like Thai women that were I don't know. It was awesome. But and I lived in, I lived in Joe's crib. Um,
tell me
which
about it.
yeah, I don't know like if you've talked about it in your last recordings, but our friend Rashid lived in Thailand. And I will say that like Rashid, I told Rashid that I was trying to move to Southeast Asia. I thought I wanted to go to Malaysia, but like I was gonna move to Southeast Asia, and he was like, "Oh, dope! Like, I kind of want to see what's up with that." So I remember I was like, I have this spreadsheet of like programs that I'm looking at because I'm trying to look at something that's like not so like imperialist, like I don't know, like that's like a harmful program to be a part of while living in Southeast Asia. And I don't know, I kind of think that maybe all programs are. So, but anyways, that's like a whole other topic. But I showed him what I was like looking at, and he ended up going to Thailand and like getting a certificate to teach English. And he lived in Bangkok and was on the basketball league, brought you through like when you and Bets came to visit. Like, so you met all these expats that were based in Bangkok and like their world was basketball. And then um, through you, I met Joe, who was he's this he's Joe. He's like this lawyer that lived in Bangkok. He was like an he worked for an oil company, I forget. And the first time I went to the Philippines, like I stayed at his crib through you, but I didn't meet him. Like I just passed through. So it's Joe. He's just like randomly super generous with his home and lets people that he fucks with stay with him. So he ended up like when I was moving to Bangkok, I had met him a few times at that point through you, and like he was like, yeah, anytime you need a like place to crash, you can stay at my penthouse. And most of the time he wasn't there, and he when I moved to Bangkok, he was like, why? Because I was like looking for places to live, to rent. And he was like, why don't you just like at that point I was crashing at his crib in the red room, and he's like, why don't you just stay here, keep the rent money that they're paying you? And I was like, are you sure? He was like, I'm not even here all that often. So yeah, I ended up staying there for a couple months. I think I was only in Bangkok like half a year. So I got to live in this crazy ass penthouse in Bangkok for no reason other than that, like he trusted me because he trusted you and he trusted Rashid.
Yeah. Every time we would talk and you'd be in the penthouse, that shit would make me so happy,
So
dog.
it was so wild. I remember most times I was like, I can't believe I'm here right now. This is random as fuck, but I'm very grateful that this can be my situation and I feel like safe and supported. You know what I mean? Because it
Right.
just sounds wild. Um,
Sounds so wild. It was like the easy way to put it for me is like it was like a museum. Like I never like
yeah,
technically lived there, but I spent a lot of time there. Like it was that shit was a museum. Like
yeah.
that's all we need to say about that. So, all right, next, this is I'm having a blast. So I
What
want
a
to
weird
tell real
life we've
quick,
lived.
bro. Asia was different. Like I'm so fucking whatever glad. I cherish the fact that like we like I moved to Asia 2006. What was it, June, and you were in August, right? It was
Yeah,
like a month apart. Like how did
yeah,
this
yeah.
happen? How
I
did this
know.
happen?
I know. It was crazy.
And then so this next thing, which makes me super fucking proud. Um, so one day, this is like after I live back in Philly now, and Gabe, who he visited us in Asia, we hung out with him. He was like, "Yo, my cousin he's going to Asia, and he has this trip he's gonna go through Vietnam and Bangkok." He's like, y'all should link up." And obviously, you know the story. He's like, "Y'all should link up, and I want you to like kind of tell him about cool things that he can do in Asia and like maybe introduce him to some people, blase blase." I was like, "Oh yeah, I would love to do that." And it's like the second time I met him. So I kicked it with him. And I was like, one thing I was like, "Yo, you gotta go to Laos. Gotta go to Laos. Like it's like one of the most amazing places I've been. My friend lives there. She's super dope. She's just an amazing person." And he ended up going on his trip, having a blast, and y'all met. And I'll say that y'all fell in love.
Yeah.
And now how long have y'all been together actually?
We've been together for 3 years now.
That like
I know it's
that
crazy. It was like we met, sorry, we met,
you good.
we met, so like, yeah, we met in March of 2018. 2018. Yeah, in
Sure.
2018, whatever makes 3 years. Yeah, we met through you. It's so funny though because he told me like he was like, "Yo, I was hitting you up on Instagram, and because he didn't have any other way to contact me, I guess. And he was like, you didn't answer me. And I was almost gonna give up when I think hit, you hit me up in a group with Aaron." And he was
Mm,
like, "Oh, that's the only time you answered me." I was like, I don't know. I was also really trying not to be on Instagram at that time. So
facts.
I just remember being like, oh, okay. Um, yeah, he came through and yeah, we kind of like, yeah, we fell in love. And it's so awkward about
You
it.
fell in love. I
Yeah,
mean,
we did. I mean, it was hard for me. I didn't think I was going to, but he immediately was like, yeah, I'm about you. What's up? And I was like,
no,
what? You're just traveling through like um Are you sure? I was like confused. He like left and was like, I'm thinking about coming back. And he was on the slow boat from Luang Prabang to Chiang Mai, which it's this path you take, the slow boat trip. You take a boat from Luang Prabang to Chiang Mai, Thailand, and it takes 2 days, like 9 hours each day on a boat. So yeah, like had started that journey, and he was what if I came back? I was like, that would be wild if you came back. You just rode a boat for 9 hours. You're gonna ride it all the way back just to so so I think I was like confused at first, but then we kept talking and I mean, Aaron, he's solid as fuck and he's like knows what he wants and he came back to Laos and lived with me for a couple months or I guess like a month before he left again. But yeah, that's how we met. And
Wow. Didn't y'all live in Bangkok?
we
The penthouse
also,
together?
yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
too.
he left. I mean, also like the for real, I think like Aaron is the one who solidified the beginning of our relationship because it was him like finding ways to come back. Because I was living there and I was like, how's this gonna work? Like, and
Right.
he found ways to come back to Southeast Asia and he lived with me in Bangkok for I think he came in like October and then left November. He left December. He left right before Christmas, I think. So yeah, he lived with me there too. He lived with me for a month in Ahmedabad, India, when I was working, and just yeah, he was like rocking out, and yeah, he met. Okay, I guess the so when we met, I think what attracted me to him first was that he was from Philly, and I felt like at home when I met him because when I was
Mm.
living in Luang Prabang, like it was wonderful, but it was also hella isolating because um, I was like an expat, and the town of Luang Prabang it's because it's super traditional, it's very conservative. So, and people get married, they're younger and have families, they're younger than they do in like the capital city of Laos. So, like a lot of women that I knew at the time and became friends with, they were like already on their way to start having families pretty immediately after we became friends. And then like the way that family and gender roles exist in Luang Prabang, it's still very traditional. So it's like the women sit home with the kids and like men have more freedom. And it was like hard to make Lao friends because we were on such different like parts of our lives, just because a lot of
Right.
women were like staying home with their families or taking care of their families. And that was very different to me from like coming out of like Philly and like our Pussy Power era and Love Tribe. And I was like, oh, okay, this is like 100% different. It was so that part was a little isolating. And then just I was an expat and I was like, one of few expats that was not white. So parts of Luang Prabang were kind of like, yeah, they were like kind of isolating. And when I met Aaron, um, he felt like someone from home. I mean, he was from home. And I think he was able to just understand me in a way that in that 2 years of living there, a lot of people couldn't understand me. Even like American people, they wouldn't understand how I was talking for real because I don't know. But yeah, I was just attracted to like how he felt like safe because he was home and also he knew like so many people that I knew and um, yeah, but that was for real like what it was. It like brought me home um, meeting him.
It's a beautiful thing. It makes me so happy that I had a small part in y'all meeting.
Yeah,
But and the fact that your partner is Gabe's cousin,
I
that that
know.
that kills me. That kills me
I
so much.
know.
And yeah,
Love you,
and then
babe.
okay. Love you so much, Gabe. And then another like favorite thing to come from that is that like so Gabe's sister, Lucy, also Aaron's cousin, uh, she heard, I don't know how, through him, through somebody that Aaron went to Asia and met an Asian woman and fell in love. And there was like a whole beautiful thing. And
Sounds
then like
hilarious.
and then like supposedly like she like saw a picture of y'all together and she was like, "What? That's Jess." Like I know what's that. She was like, oh my god, I could see Lucy
I know,
doing
it's
that
like
so vividly.
yeah, I know. I know. I've like crashed in Lucy's bed before. That one time that
Wow.
we all went to their house. So yeah, that
Oh,
was funny. I
when
know.
you transform to a black grandma, my bad.
Oh my God. So yeah, it was it was crazy. And Aaron and I talked about it and we were like, I think we've definitely been at Stunt Loco together in the same room. And I
um,
know we have because I had recognized his friends, but he was like, I was there too. It was like, okay, I never saw him, but but it was also weird, like, damn, but we're meeting all the way over here. Okay. But
that's special.
yeah.
Y'all might have like met in Philly and
And it
the
wouldn't have worked.
circumstances. Mm,
No, I
mm,
don't think it would have.
divine
Um,
fate.
yeah, fate.
Wow, that's amazing. Jess, I love you so much. I feel like so
I
now,
love you too.
hopefully there's a people who are interested in you. Not hopefully, I know there are 100% facts that are listening at least. Like you've had a very interesting life. I'm glad to be a part of it. What's good with you now? Back in DC with with the family.
Hmm.
I know you have two job situations, a Burmese restaurant, and you're working with the Smithsonian to some extent. Like, tell me
Yeah,
about
yeah.
just in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, like, I came home because after living in Laos, I was like, I think I'm ready to be home and closer to my family. Um, and yeah, I'm from Silver Spring and my family's here, so I moved back to be closer. And it's the first time I've lived, or when I first got back, it was the first time I'd lived this close to family in like 10 years. So it
Wow.
was a transition period for sure. But yeah, um, I'm working with a Burmese restaurant called The Me in DC, and I'm also working for the Asian Pacific American Center. Um, and it's 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 dope. I don't work for any white people, which is it's like the first time in my life that I haven't, and I fuck with it. So I
Makes
work.
sense.
I'm surrounded by brown and black people, and that's who I work with, and they are in positions of leadership, and um, it's really cool. It's beautiful. I get to, and so yeah, I work with food and help support getting out the work of um, Asian artists and creatives through the museum. So it's been fun. I mean, like this is what I want to do. I want to work with these
Mm,
communities. So I've been I've been lucky that I've been able to for a while, but um, yeah, I'm working with some dope teams.
that's amazing. And you live with your little brother and your best friend Annie. I was at your crib.
Yeah.
Vibe is immaculate. I guess we can end with what's it like living with like the people you know the best.
It's wonderful. I mean, like I moved in during COVID and um like again, this is the first time I've been kind of able to settle into a place for a long time, and it's been so much fun being able to kind of to like build a home with them and to bring all our different like friends and communities together too, because I think like we've all been meeting each other's peoples too. And yeah, I just I feel very lucky to be able to live with them. And Corey moved down the street, my best friend Corey. So she's
What?
around the corner. Yes.
Wow.
So it's pretty lovely that I have access to some of my favorite people in the world.
Damn, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Corey's so cool. Okay, so I was about to wrap it up, but yo, what's up with Bercy? Maybe we could talk about this after. Doesn't she live in
Birthday.
like Tanzania?
She lives, yeah, she lives in Kampala. And she was working with her cousin who has like a restaurant out there and was doing some like agricultural work in like food industry. And she's working for she's working with an organization uh I don't remember specifics right now, but yeah, she's killing it. Hopefully she'll be back soon. I think this job also that she just got, she's really excited about, and she's going to be able to be tied to like think it's East Africa that she's working with, the community. So it's kind of it's what she wants to do. It's cool.
Wow, that's I don't even know what to say. You have the coolest friends for real.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, I'm very lucky. I
I
do.
mean,
I have the best
I mean,
people in my life.
you really, really do. Like, we have some very amazing mutual friends, but like even like Corey and Bercy, who I don't know too well, but like I just like
I
feel
know
like they're
she's
my best
fire
friends.
though.
Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, you're a blessed one, Jess. Jess bless. That was a thing at some point in life. Um,
maybe.
Maybe just in my head. Yo, yeah, we about an hour deep. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the homies? No, we're about to get out of here.
I think I'm good. I
All
mean, I've
right, you're
just really
very,
enjoyed talking to you
very
for
good.
real.
Facts. It is just me and you. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? You have
No,
any
not at this moment.
blueprints, plans, memories,
No, no.
dreams?
No, I have
All
been
right.
remembering my dreams more though, but no,
Mm, dreams,
it's
the gateway
interesting.
to intuition. It's
Yeah.
telling you that's cool. That's actually really, really important, like low key, especially like
Yeah.
in indigenous trains of thoughts. It's like,
Yeah, for real. I feel like I was
yeah.
disconnected from it for a while, but now I'm starting to like feel my strength in it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm wondering what will happen then.
Keep following that because that's definitely your subconscious and spirit self and other spirits talking to you.
Yeah.
Well, not definitely. Fuck do I know, but so it's been said. But
Word.
yeah, Jess, I love you. This was fun.
I love you too.
Yes, definitely continue this. You don't got don't press end. I'm gonna press end. Let me keep rapping.
Okay.
But
Okay, word.
holla at you. Say goodbye to the people. At least not me.
Goodbye,
Peace
people.
for the homies.